Alright guys, so we are going to talk about characterization a little bit deeper. So in your English class you've been learning about characterization. We know direct and indirect characterization, right? So today we're going to think a little bit deeper about our characters. How do we take that information and describe them at the beginning, middle, and end of a story, okay? So we're going to take a look and think all the way back to Julius Caesar. We're going to use Brutus as our example for this, okay? So here we have a picture of Brutus, casual, right? He's not about to stab Caesar or anything like that. But no, I think he is an important character. I think he has a lot of interesting traits that we can definitely dissect, okay? So when we describe a character, there are kind of two ways that we could do it, all right? So the first one looks like this. We could just list all of the traits that we see, kind of beginning, middle, end for that person, right? And in my mind, that makes this kind of crazy shape. It's a little bit chaotic, right? And it kind of just spikes all over the place, all right? Now for me, that's not a bad thing, but I think it would be a little bit hard to read about. I think it would be even harder to write about. I think that'd be a difficult task, okay? So the shape that we are going to aim for in our writing is what we call the arc, right? The character arc. It is just a nice shape like this, kind of beginning, middle, end, and it just shows a nice progression of who that character is, okay? So a definition of character arc is a transformation or inner journey of a character over the course of a story. So rather than just jumping, boom, back and forth, it's more of a transformation showing, okay, first this, then this, now this. How did we get to the end, okay? So that's the shape that we're going to look at. Now, how do we get there? Our recipe is this. We're going to say it's the main events plus the character traits. That's what's going to make our character arc. So we're going to first think about what's happening to our character. Then we will use a character trait to kind of match onto that, okay? So let's look at an example together for Mr. Brutus as he makes those decisions in Julius Caesar, all right? Okay, so guys, if we take a look here, this would be Brutus's character arc, right? So first what I did is I went through and talked about what events happened to Brutus in Julius Caesar. At the beginning, the biggest one is he's trying to join the conspiracy, right? He has some big decisions to make. Which side should he fall on? Where's his allegiance, okay? Then I went to my ISN and I looked at my list of character traits that we have in our ISN here, and I talked about what was he. So based on joining the conspiracy, how would I describe his character? I said hesitant, right? He's still not sure it's the right decision. He loves his country. He loves his fellow Roman men. He wants the best for them, but he's a little bit afraid, okay? So we're going to say that he starts as hesitant. Then as we continue to go, more events happen to him. The next big one for me was stabbing Caesar, right? That decision that he makes at the Senate is a big one. And so here I would say this is his transformation point, right? What is Brutus in that moment that he decides to stab Caesar? And for me, I said patriotic was probably the best one. Again, that loyalty comes out, that love of country, that wanting to do what's best, even though it's killing him inside, right? So I would say that that would be a character trait that I put for his middle arc, okay? And then when we think about the end, right? So then other things progress for Brutus, chaos ensues in Rome, and then he decides to take his own life, right? And in that moment, it took me a while to think of this one, but I said he was courageous because I think at the end, he's doing what he knows is best for Rome at that point, just like he did when he stabbed Caesar, just like when he did when he joined the conspiracy, but it's turned from that hesitancy to courageous, okay? So you guys can see that really nice shape of that arc again, and it's more than just, first he was mad, then he was sad, then he was happy. It's showing that progression, that transformation, okay? So next, you guys are going to watch a play posit, and you're going to see if you can find the character arc for the character Jeff as he eats some beans.